After you wake up in the morning, when you first open up your phone or your laptop to look at the news, what do you notice? Do you notice that sometimes the headlines always seem to be negative? Whether it's about wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes, flooding, scams, frauds, stock market tanking, financial markets collapsing, cryptocurrency shooting to the moon, cryptocurrency collapsing, gunmen shooting, weather pattern changing. Before you even start your day, you're already depressed, isn't it? How do you then fit in? Headlines are usually more pessimistic than optimistic. If you think about it, which do you think garner more views and attention? Bad news or good news? So, if news media have their own agenda to get the most views, understandably because that's their way of business, do you then have the capacity and self-awareness while you're reading the news at that point of time to decide what's good for you or what's bad for you? In other words, if you are subconsciously feeding your brain all these negative news and headlines, will that not have a negative impact on your well-being? Hi everyone, I'm John from the Corporate Breakout Couple. Just a short introduction. My wife, friend and I broke out the corporate rat race in 2020 and retired young. And we love creating videos talking about self-awareness, mindset, and well-being. We created this video today to raise awareness on recognizing the turbulent world we are in today, how you can stay calm and navigate well, and importantly, how you can fit in. First of all, let's examine what's going on in the world today. Number one, ongoing wars and rumors of wars. That's basically a lose-lose situation for everybody. Number two, an increasing geopolitical world where countries are going off in their own direction with their own agenda, and the world as a result is getting more and more divided. Number three, economic wars between superpowers like the US and China and struggling economies like the UK and Japan, and mind you, these struggling economies are first world countries. Number four, stagflation, which means economies are getting stagnant while inflation is still on the rise, and the financial markets are highly volatile and possible recessions all over the world. Number five, mental health issues on the rise. Cases such as depression, anxiety, and stress levels shooting through the roof. And mind you, it's not just happening to the younger generation, but to all generations. Now, let's examine it at the ground level. How do all these world events affect people like you and I? Number one, rising inflation rates caused by excessive money printing and multiple interest rate hikes, translating to unaffordable price levels of goods and services that you and I use daily. Number two, a disruptive business landscape. Companies all over the world, driven by the pandemic, are making organizational changes non-stop to the workflow, to the structure, whether it's working from home, whether you need to report to office, and also a lot of job cuts, retrenchments that's on the rise. And importantly, your precious work-life balance, the line is blurred. There's no more distinction between work and personal time. Number three, parents who are getting increasingly stressed about keeping up with the competitiveness of the educational system in their own countries, and also keeping their child safe from an increasingly difficult to manage and dangerous internet world. Number four, students incurring heavy debts in student loans and tuition fees even before they started working. Number five, not just mental health, but our physical health is deteriorating over the years. Our lifespan may be increasing, but our health span, the amount of time that we are kept healthy, is decreasing. On top of that, healthcare cost is on the rise. Insurance companies are hyperinflating the medical costs and creating an artificial bubble. If you think about it, the medical expenses that you are paying is not really justified, isn't it? Number six, new material things and new trends that are being introduced that cost money, of course, and people are spending money faster than they can save and keep. Number seven, distractions everywhere. The moment you open up your phone, you get drawn in, and the hours just pass you by. And what happens? You distract yourself by looking at other people, at celebrities, at your friends, at whoever else, because that's what it takes for you to not look at yourself and face your own problems. I can go on, but the truth is the world today is in an increasingly difficult situation and turbulent place for us to navigate in. And it's important to recognize where we are and where we stand so that we can take an active approach to then safeguard yourself and your loved ones. Here are 3 suggestions to help you along. Number 1, cultivate your self-awareness and clear yourself of distractions. Self-awareness is a daily practice. It is really about being present and activating your 5 senses to make sure that you are very focused on the current moment and not to let yourself get distracted from things of the past and also worrying about things of the future. How do you do that? One of the ways is to put yourself in a clean environment. Clear your desk, clean your room, let the light in. Put yourself in a very positive and bright environment to set yourself up to win. Another way to clear yourself of distractions is to put your phone and your other devices away. Recognize that social media apps and messaging apps are designed to draw your attention and take your time away. Just like Netflix. Netflix's biggest competitor is actually not other production companies or other streaming apps, but actually what they want is your time and your attention. So stay disciplined, focused, and committed on that single task that you're doing at that moment and do not allow other things to distract you. A second suggestion is ask yourself constantly, what are you doing with your time? Are you actively in control of your time and your life, or are you allowing life to string you by? If you choose to work at your job until you retire in your 60s, the 40 to 45 years of your time is held by your company and therefore your salary. Your work time is dictated by them and not by you. And outside of work, your personal time, what are you choosing to do with it? Are you telling yourself you're very stressed at work, you need to rest, therefore you need to recharge? Or are you going on short-lived holidays? Or are you spending time drinking and comparing the misery among your friends? Or are you simply just watching Netflix? You know, we all have 24 hours in a day and limited amount of time on this earth. We are all the same. So given the time that you have, think about what really matters to you most and what you want to do with your time. The third suggestion is to stay hungry for continuous learning and then take continuous action. There's no point for you to read and watch videos and not do anything because that's only in theory. You need to put it into practice in practical terms so that you can gain the real experience. I'd like to share with you a personal story, an example that can help you understand continuous learning. In 2018, after 10 over years in the corporate world, friend and I decided to try something totally different. That is to become hawkers and to start a food business, which was our passion, even though we didn't have any industry experience on. Now, that total experience of 2 years taught us a lot of things because we worked 12 to 14 hours a day. We heavily traded time for money, 6 days a week, and sometimes even on our off days, we are running errands as well. We learned a lot about appreciating time, and we learned a lot about money as well, how we can optimize our expenses. So even though the hawker business was a failed business after 2 years, that invaluable experience led us to where we are today. Before our business wound up by end 2019, I actually went back to the corporate world for several months first. Let me share with you my weekday routine. In the morning, we'll wake up at 4:30 a.m. and then we will drive further east to get our fresh produce, our fresh supply that we need for our food. And then we'll drive all the way to the west where our hawker stall is. I'll drop friend off, and then I'll take another 10-15 minutes drive to the wet market where I'll buy all the produce needed, and then I'll go back to the store and help her with meal prep. After which I'll drive back all the way to the east to then settle in. I'll spend half an hour to 45 minutes learning and reading before I then get ready for my corporate work, and then I'll go have my breakfast and get to work by 9 a.m. I will then go about my corporate job like everybody else, and because I was in sales, my timing was never fixed. I could finish at 6 p.m, I could finish at 9 p.m, I could be working on weekends. It's all about the numbers and the sales that I bring in. Now, but what I didn't fail to do is to be at the trading desk every single weekday night when the financial markets were open. I was trading options, I was trading forex, I was spending at least 1 to 2 hours at the trading desk every single day to hone my skills and to improve my financial literacy. Saturday was my only rest day, as Sunday was the busiest day of our hawker business and I needed to be there to help. I was also handling the supplies, the errands, the finances and the accounting as well. Maybe at this juncture you might want to ask me, John, why are you working so hard? Why are you doing all this for? I shared with you that we wound up the hawker business by 2019. So after we exited the hawker business, what did you think I did with my free time then? Did I get back to the comforts of the corporate world where they're spending time having tea, drinking with my colleagues, watching Netflix and doing nothing essentially? Or was I very productive with my time, learning something new and building new skills to get me out of corporate for good this time? Towards the end of 2020, I'm sure you know the story. Friend and I got retired for good and then we moved over to Penang by 2022. The reason why I'm sharing with you this story is that the truth is, at any point in time when we were heavily spending our time and energy in learning, in growing, and developing other income skills, we didn't know when we were going to get retired. But we kept at it, we stuck to our guns, and we kept going. And we actually retired 5 years earlier than expected. Here's a question for you. After Friend and I got retired comfortably by 2020, did we stop and do nothing like how the traditional retirement looks like? Or did we continue growing and learning? Perhaps you are at a time of your life where you find very little to no meaning in the work that you do. In your 9-to-5 job, where attending meetings and clearing emails is not really the way you want to live your life for 40 to 45 years. You might want to consider something different and you want to break out of the corporate 9-to-5 rat race. I invite you to join Friend and I on a journey where we can help you along and break out to live the life that you want. The Breakout Academy that we created is designed to support people like you who want to rediscover your life purpose, to reignite your fire and chase your passions to create the life that you want. And it's a fantastic platform for us, the Corporate Breakout couple, to connect with you, to support you on your goals, to help you by sharing with you our processes, our methods, and even our secrets on how you can break out of the corporate rat race and gun for early retirement and financial independence. Friend and I are huge advocates of early retirement and financial independence because we value time. And time is the most valuable asset in the world, which once gone, you can never ever get it back. If you are interested in breaking out of the corporate rat race or gun for early retirement and financial independence, one of the most important steps you need to do right now is to master money. Love it or hate it, money is an important tool to help you navigate in today's turbulent world, and you want it to be your ally and not your enemy. It doesn't matter how much you earn, whether you are CEO or entry-level employee, all high-income or middle-income earners will require financial literacy. Many a times, the high-income earners are the ones who are the most careless with their spending because they do not track and manage every single dollar that they spend. Therefore, financial literacy and money mastery is for everybody, especially the high-income earners, because if you're earning so much money, my question for you is, why are you not early retired? For those of you who are especially tired and jaded in the corporate 9-to-5 rat race, here's an open invitation for you to work together with us, the Corporate Breakout couple, where we can teach you and we can share with you, starting with our Breaking the Money Code, Reprogramming Your Money DNA course to master your money and therefore power up your finances. In the commemoration of our 3 years retirement journey, we have put forth a very special limited time offer for the entire month of November 2023, which we'll link in the description and the comments below. We hope today's video has helped you to recognize the turbulent world that we're in today and how to navigate it better. Remember, taking active progressive steps is the way to counter all this negativity. We hope you enjoyed this video. Do hit the like button and subscribe to join our YouTube family, and see you in our next video.